हेलो हेलो हेलो। थोड़ा सा। हेलो 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 हेलो।
जय श्री माता जी। सभी सहयोगी भाई बहनों का आज सुबह के ध्यान के कार्यक्रम में आदिशक्ति पीठा निर्मल धाम में स्वागत है। सभी श्री माँ को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम कर बंधन लेंगे। Dear Sahajogis, brothers and sisters, we welcome you for today's morning meditation program at Adishakti Pita Nirmal Dham. We will bow down and offer our humble pranams to Shri Mataji and take Bandhan.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री कल की साक्षात श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, शंकर सुत गणेशा, गौरी तनय श्री गणेशा। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, शंकर सुत गणेशा, गौरी तनय श्री गणेशा। गौरी माँ के तुम हो दुलारे, आदि शक्ति के आँखों के तारे। गौरी माँ के तुम हो दुलारे, आदि शक्ति के आँखों के तारे। भक्ति भाव से तुमको पुकारे, सकल विघ्न करो दूर हमारे। सकल विघ्न करो दूर हमारे। सिद्धेश्वर मयूरेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा। निर्मल बुद्धि के तुम दाता, सब जग के तुम भाग्य विधाता। निर्मल बुद्धि के तुम दाता, सब जग के तुम भाग्य विधाता। शंकर नंदन आप निरंजन, भक्तन के तो जगवंदन। भक्तन के तो जगवंदन। गजानन मंगल ईशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा। जो भी ध्यावे नाम तिहारा, उसका तुमने भाग्य सवारा। जो भी ध्यावे नाम तिहारा, उसका तुमने भाग्य सवारा। अबोधिका दे निर्मल नंदन, करे गणपति तेरा ही वंदन। करे गणपति तेरा ही वंदन। प्रथम पूजे तू हमेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, शंकर सुत श्री गणेशा। गौरी तनय श्री गणेशा। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, जय बोलो श्री गणेशा। जय बोलो श्री गणेशा, शंकर सुत गणेश। निर्मल पुत्र गणेश, निर्मल पुत्र गणेश। निर्मल पुत्र गणेश। हमरे जीवन में आए बहार, माता रानी तेरे है उपकार। जन्मों जन्मों की सुन ले पुकार। शेरा वाले तू अपरंपार, हमरे जीवन में आए बहार। माता रानी तेरे है उपकार। शेरा वाले तू अपरंपार। तू है गौरी गणेश ओंकार। तू है विद्या दे ज्ञान अपार। तू है गौरी गणेश ओंकार। तू है विद्या दे ज्ञान अपार। तू है ब्रह्मा के आनंद का सार। तू है चित्त करे तू निर्विचार। तू है लक्ष्मी संतुष्टि का द्वार। गुरु बनकर करे तू भव से पार। हमरे जीवन में आए बहार। माता रानी तेरे है उपकार। शेरा वाले तू अपरंपार। तू है शिव की शक्ति निराकार। तू है सीता श्री राम जी आधार। तू है शिव की शक्ति निराकार। तू है सीता श्री राम जी आधार। तू है राधा श्री कृष्ण का प्यार। तू है यीशु की मैया साकार। तू है दुर्गा माँ, तू है दुर्गा तेरे रूप हजार। सारे दुष्टों का करे तू संहार। हमरे जीवन में आए बहार। माता रानी तेरे है उपकार। शेरा वाली तू अपरंपार। तेरी भक्ति से नैया हो पार। तेरी सेवा में तन मन निसार। तेरी भक्ति से नैया हो पार। तेरी सेवा में तन मन निसार। तेरे प्यार का करे संचार। जो तेरी महिमा को गाए संसार। तेरे प्यार का करे संचार। जो तेरी महिमा को गाए संसार। तेरे चरणों में समर्पण स्वीकार। माँ विराजो हमारे सहस्रार। जन्मों जन्मों की सुन ले पुकार। माता रानी तेरे है उपकार। हमरे जीवन में आए बहार। माता रानी तेरे है उपकार, जन्मों जन्मों की सुन ले पुकार। शेरा वाली तू अपरंपार, श्री माता जी तू अपरंपार। श्री माता जी तेरे है उपकार।
आइए अब हम सब अपने चित्त को सहस्त्रार पे रखते हुए श्री माँ की अमृतवाणी ग्रहण करेंगे। लेट अस प्रे टू श्री माता जी। मदर, प्लीज take us into meditation. We will put our attention at our Sahasrara and listen to Shri Mataji's Amritvani.
So the greatest hurdle is of our ego, which can be shown in many ways, because you will see a reflection there. The first is, as I told you, wearing a hat means then the upper lip goes up suddenly. I think the hat sucks in, I think. Then they start saying sentences which are funny. I told you about, we had in our family a person who had epilepsy, and he was mentally off fellow, and whenever, sometimes he used to get into ego trip. Then he would wear very good socks, and he would polish his shoes nicely, shine them, wear nice shoes, wear a good suit, maybe 3-piece or something, and sit down on the bridge of our house, where we had a sort of an entrance to the gate, and would sit there and he would call someone. I say big bot, I say big bot, I say big bot. I mean, English he knew only big bot. So he thought he's an Englishman. He used to call everyone like this, see? And we would wonder, why does he do like that? What is the thing that makes him say these words like, I say big bot? You see, he had seen some English people, talking like that. So he used to call all the people going on the road like this. I say big bot, I say big bot. So then in our family, we if somebody becomes John Gilpin, we say he's become big bot. So this big bot business is horrid. It should be avoided completely. But the second thing that happens to us is very good, is when we do not, if you are sophisticated, well educated, then it is not bit bot, it is bot bit. Then we say sarcastic things. Say something in a sarcastic way, never in a direct way. In a sarcastic way we enjoy. You see on the television, you get really surprised how people talk to each other sarcastically. So what? Up goes on. And such sarcasm. And according to them, sarcasm perhaps is the intense intelligence or something like that. I don't know, whatever it is, certified as what. But whatever may be the certificate for it, is the most gruesome act. These days we do not kill people, do we? If we kill, we'll be handcuffed. We do not beat children, we do not beat anyone because we'll be handcuffed. But to say a sarcastic thing is in modern times the most gruesome act which is not punishable under law, but not under the law of Vishwa Nirmala Dharma. The sarcasm is the essence of English character taken from. Never say the thing straightforward, and that's a sign of intelligence. They've been to a big training of it. First of all, they'll not say anything, they'll sulk. Keep quiet. Not to say anything. But if they say, they must say like this. Something that is sort of a stagnated, dirty, filthy water that smells. They'll not open their mouth, but once they open their mouth, God save you. God knows what will come out of that mouth. Maybe some snakes, maybe some scorpions. And nobody feels hurt about it. That's the best part of it. So this is one thing one has to guard against. Your Vishuddhi, not to use sarcasm, comes from left Vishuddhi very much. At all, because that's against me. I'm never sarcastic with you, am I? I tell you straightforward on your face, you have a bhoot on your head, that's all. Or if you are an ego, I said it's ego. Why be sarcastic? So we have to learn how to be straightforward and sweet. Let's first decide today we are going to say nice things to others. But no. Nice things will be like this. If somebody, supposing, is a person who, say, is a dwarf. So to say nice thing to him, they'll say, what a tall man is coming. Or if there's a blind man coming, then they will say something, what eyes, beautiful. So they start from physical to mental level to anything. They go on describing a person. Why do you describe others? Why don't you describe yourself? The whole energy is spent in describing others. What about yourself? So this is another character that we have. We hurt others through our tongues. This tongue is meant for giving the taste of divine to others. To say things that will make people feel comforted, for saying mantras. See, if you want telling lies, your mantras will never be fruitful, never activate. But if you are sarcastic, they will never act. Say it 1,000 times, say it 2,000 times, say it 1,000,000 times. To make your mantras effective, you should stop talking in that manner. If you have to talk something that will be pleasing to another person. Now somebody might say, then if you say pleasing, it may not be the truth. Alright, then don't say it. Not necessary to say. Just keep quiet. But you decide now to turn your head upside down, which is all the time upside down already, so you put it right now and say that within yourself that now no more of harshness from my tongue will flow, because it will never give you the power of mantras. Mantra powers are lost. If you have to say something, say pleasing. Always. Moreover, if you have to correct someone, if you are in a position, if you are the leader, if you have to say, also say it in such a way that you neutralize it. But no sarcasm at all. This is one of the very big snacks we have on our Vishuddhi. Now, what is the other snack we have? Let us see. I am talking to you because just now I am a Britisher myself. The another snack I find is saving pounds, saving labor, saving everything else but your spirit. Like I'll tell you, if you want to find out an Englishman, that's what Indian surgeons tell me. Very easy to find out an Englishman. You ask somebody to close the window, everybody will try to do it except for the Englishman who will be sitting down. Will never get it. Saving labor. And if you tell any word to an Englishman, then he stare at you like this. Like this. How dare you tell me work? As it is, I must tell you about Australians. I used to think they are very healthy people. They are hardworking, no doubt. They are very hardworking. They come. But I went there and I decided to cook food for them in 2 centers for about 250 and again about 500 people. I mean, I go into such ideas. So, in the first place, you see, all the boys who came to help me were all Indians. They were the ones who were lifting the thing and all that. I said, tell these boys also, they are Australians. After all, they have eaten so much of meat, they must be having good muscles. Why are you doing? I said, no, they are delicate people, mother, don't tell them. I said, delicate how? They are very delicate. Though they eat meat, they are very delicate. We know how to do it. Let us do it. And both the places, the same people acted. You were there last time?
No.
Huh? You were not. Who was there in Australia? Anybody? You were there? Isn't it? They were all Indians who were working there, mainly. Isn't it true? Because they said that they are delicate. At the slightest thing, their waistline will go out. They can't lift these big things. They just can't. And they would not allow. They said, no, let us do it. We know they are delicate people. I was really surprised that for Australians they were thinking like that. Then what about English? Because of avoiding labor, saving yourself from labor, you have become weak people. If you don't use one finger, that will become a weak finger, always. Say, if your hand is in plaster for say about a week or 2 weeks, you take out the hand out of the plaster, the hand cannot hold itself. It becomes weak, isn't it, doctor? It becomes weak. If you don't use your hand, it becomes weak. If you don't use your body becomes weak. If you laze out, if you become lazy, you cannot do any work, you don't want to do any work, all your muscles will become useless. Till the age of at least 60 years, you have to use your body very much more than what you are using. So now they will do jogging. After jogging, it's an out of proportion thing that they do. They are so exhausted. But do your exercises or whatever it is in normal way, but actually do your work. They cannot. They cannot get up fast, they can. I'll get it. The Americans, that were very fast. If you tell them, they say, I'll get it. Telephone comes, I'll get it. 10 persons will run and you will know they are all Americans. That's why they have improved. They are so industrious. Very industrious people. Japanese are extremely industrious. See, they had a problem because the cars could not move out in the streets were all full with the cars. So they wanted to build these flyovers, and within 1 year, they built the flyovers all over Tokyo, which is a very large city. These small little things, they walk like this, little things with little legs. Hiroshima, which was bombed, if you go and see that place, you won't believe it was bombed. except for the museum, and they have kept one building just to show that this is the place that was bombed. Otherwise you won't believe that that was Hiroshima. Same with Nagasaki. I have seen it myself before. I mean, I can't imagine how these people have worked it out. So industrious, so industrious. So one is lethargy. Krishna has said the first thing is put it. The worst of all is lethargy. To him, the worst thing that can happen to human beings is lethargy. That is alasyo pijayate. Everything comes out of alasya, laziness. Keep active. Do some work. But in Indian life, I tell you, even my mother was like that. Anyone. If you are standing, why are you standing? If you are sitting, why are you sitting? If you are walking, where are you walking? You should be doing something all the time. You haven't seen anyone in India, you have seen villages, even small children are doing something. Such a hot country, in the day they might have a little siesta. It's a very, very hot country. But all otherwise they are working. That's what, only the industriousness will help you and will keep your mind out of mischief. Everything comes after you have decided not to be lethargic. Tell your mind not to be lethargic. Lethargic minds brings you all these nonsensical ideas. For that you must have regular habits, which you do not have. I am told that those who have been to colleges and universities have been through some regulatory this thing or to some good schools. But once they went to drugs, everything is washed off. So drugs is one thing that kills all your discipline, your proper training of satatya, of consistency. So to overcome that, you must make it a routinous thing, certain thing, absolutely routinous. You will get over it. I mean, it should be, because routine also helps you in one way, that you do not waste much energy. About, say for example, I know I have to give 5 strokes to my hair just to make it alright. So I give 5 strokes, finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. But supposing I say no, sometimes 5, sometimes 8, sometimes 7. Then I waste my time in brushing my hair. So 5 strokes for the hair is alright. One wash up to 3 times just to wash it off. If you can fix up things like that, you'll be surprised, you'll be saving a lot of time. So this is another thing we do not have, is a definite number of things we have to do. I'll tell you the story of Gandhiji, which you will be surprised. Such a great man like him. To go to his bathroom, so-called hut of his bathroom was there. In between his hut and that hut was there where he had put 7 stones. I don't know why he had put them 7. 7 stones, one after another. While going there, he used to count them 7. Coming back, he used to count them 7. Alright. And somebody once put one more there, because thinking they are too far away from each other, whatever it is. Immediately said, why the 8th one? Remove it. Again put 7. I mean, you would say such a great man to waste energy on counting his stones. Was that he was saving his time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm there. Then I do next thing. Then, so, as far as this material world is concerned, you have to be like a machine. As far as the spiritual life is concerned, you have to be like an ocean. Or like the energy. The machine has to be fixed. And the energy then flows better. You see the two things. The ocean of energy is at work. And the machine is perfect because it has consistent things. Supposing now the machine is made with 2 wires here. Supposing you suddenly take out one, it won't work. All these are fixed things, as you understand machine very well. And all these fixed things can give you a lot of saving of time. While we try to save time, I have no time. Why? Because I was standing before a mirror for about 1 hour. Meditation, we have no time. Standing before a mirror for 1 hour. What were you doing before the mirror? Trying to comb my hair for 1 hour. So where you spend so much time could be saved. So save time. For that you must know your priorities and you must know your importance, that saving time means saving time for our ascent. But in our daily life we do that. Supposing there's a man who has to manage some aeroplanes. What does he do? He takes up his time in dressing up. Sometimes he's late, he just gets up, hurries up, somehow or other gets into his cab or car, whatever it is, takes the fastest run and jumps to the aeroplane because he has to carry the aeroplane. That's his job. So his priority is not how many times he stands before the mirror, combs his hair, but the priority is he must get to the aeroplane. That's what should be with us also. That how much time do we take to do all these nonsensical things and how much time for the right things. So priorities have to change, and then you will be surprised. You will have lots of time to do many things. What is your priority? That is to be decided. And in your wisdom, you must know your priority is your ascent, because this chance you are never going to get. This is a special chance, specially for you, specially you are going to get it, and you have every possibility of going very high in case you put your priorities. So what is your priority? Firstly, saving time, not saving money. I've seen people, I shouldn't say it, but have been horrible experiences I've had about people, how they waste their money. We have been going to India many a times, and every time people come, they come just like traders. And once it happened like this, with this extent it went, that in Delhi, I had reserved a lot of area for my chandeliers to come with the Air India. I had paid for it, and I told them come with the Sahajogis because they can carry in the hand. I don't want it to be thrown away by your people if I send it. They said, all right, we'll put them with the Sahajogis. But I didn't tell them chandeliers or anything but my things. The Sahajogis had so much of weight that they covered all my area, everything, and still there was overweight, which was excused by Air India. And all my chandeliers were left there high and dry on the airport. Nobody even to pick them up. And they came here with all these loaded things. I don't know where it has disappeared, all the things that they brought from there. This is one of the things. But there's many a times has happened things like that. So where do you save your money? Why can't you save your money? I have seen 2 persons like that. I'll say one person who lived in my house. He had food, he had shelter, he had everything with him. He didn't have to spend anything. I was also paying him some money. He never had money all his life. There's another one who came and stayed, who was same way. I never paid him money to him. He always had money with him. He saved. I said, how do you save? He said, Mother, where do I spend? You spend for me. I eat my food here. I have everything. I don't have to pay rent, nothing. I'm very nicely placed here. Where do I spend? All the money that comes to me as a dole becomes a sort of a saving for. One person never had money, and another person saved a lot of money. What is the reason for that? Again, the priorities. So these bad habits that you have had before, for which you are spending money and all that, must be saved. Now, all right, when we travel, of course, we must pay for your traveling and staying and food and all that. That's a different one. But you must know we are going to have very big problems of our own projects we are going to have. We will need money for that. I'm not going to ask you people, but I know money will come to me. But first of all, don't even have money at all, because there's no accounting, there's no proper understanding as to how much you have, how much to spend, where to spend, what to do. And the money is just spent away like that. You must make a compartment of that money also, because as a mother I must tell you everything. See now, you give me money supposing for something. I make a compartment. You gave me money in puja, I made a compartment. This is puja money. Alright. Now this I have decided on my own, I did not do, but I decided that I'll buy silver out of it for you. Well, silver is there, and all this silver that I gave you, and also more I have to give you, because you can't have puja with a plastic. Alright, I have to give you that silver so that puja money can be used. So I have a compartment, I have written it down. Each and every pie I have written it down. I made a compartment, this one for this one, for this one, for this one. But you are so haphazard. You will never have money, because God knows where you spend your money. So, to understand that you must have proper priorities, you have to do away with things which are not needed. Like I know of one Sahajogi who used to spend a lot of money. I said, where do you spend the money? He was very fond of Indian food. He was to go to Indian restaurant every day. Can you imagine? One day it happened that we went to that Indian restaurant. The fellow recognized that fellow because he was driving us. Oh, how are you here today? He said, why? He said, he didn't come for the last 5 days. I said, do you mean he comes here every day? Yes, practically. We can't afford to go to Indian restaurant. Every month, maybe once in a while, we have to take some guests and all that, and CP gets money for that. I don't know how you can go to an Indian restaurant and eat food in the restaurant. So, priorities are such that we waste our money here, there, so we have no money. Then we try to save money. We become ridiculous sometimes about certain things, which are something, I can't believe that Sajogis could be like that. So how can, they all are like beggars then how can beggars be generous? Can they be generous? They cannot. When you go to India, how Indians look after you. You have seen that. They work so hard. You go to somebody's house, they'll give their best that they have in the house to you to eat. Last time, when it was the wedding thing, Warren is another neat, what should I say, a kingly person. He wanted to give very expensive presents to the people who got married. Very expensive. Amounting to about 2,000 rupees each. About. So, and also the hand things and all that would have been about 25,000. 2,500. So I told Warren, I said, Warren, it's going to be too much. Alright. So I took away 600 part out of it. 600 I paid each. Each person who got married, I paid 600 for each of them. He asked all the Sajogis who were there to pay 108 rupees, means 8 pounds, for 54 marriages. 1 rupee each. On that also I had complaints when I came to and Indian Sahajogis on their own collected and gave 10,000 rupees to cover up the expense. What is 108? And then they grudged. That's the worst part of it. When I came back, they grudged about it. I just, you see, from sublime to ridiculous, I just felt, what am I to say? They sent a big delegation. Or that we were lynched and this and that. So what, are you going to give one p to them or what? And if you are going for a wedding, won't you give some present to them? Why? Because You have to buy things for somebody who is the relations of relations of relations of relations. What is the need to oblige such a distant personality? What is your relationship? Your relationship is with Sahajogis. They are your brothers and sisters, really they are your own, whom you should give a present at least on their wedding day, if not otherwise. I don't know otherwise if Sahajogis give to anyone. But my uncles, mothers, brothers, somebody, he has asked me to buy this for him, so I'm taking. So again, the priorities are to be changed. Who are your brothers and who are your sisters? Who is your family? Who is your mother? This is a matriarchal society. We have a mother and we have our children, and we are all related to each other. Others are all others. We are one. But I have seen even in discussions, people have told me that Sahajogis will take the side of the new Sahajogis and fight. You all should support each other instead of you are taking the side of somebody, third person coming in. Suddenly you get attached to that person. Why? So this is one of the special characteristics which we have got, we should try to understand. If you cannot go, don't go. But if you go, then you have to behave yourself. You cannot afford, you should not do it. But if you can afford it and if you have to go there, then go. But don't behave like beggars. That when we come back here, what shocked me that for these 108 rupees I had to talk to people. I mean, really it shocked me completely. Now I could pay that back, 108 rupees, not much, to all of you. But it was so, and the discussion was about this. Alright. So one should not discuss this. For your information, you know, your mother has spent a lot of money. But I've never said that. No one knows how much I've spent. Even if you ask Gavin, he won't be able to say. Nobody. They know a little bit here and a little bit there, and Warren knows a little bit there and somebody knows here. But not to be said, when you spend something, you are not to tell. No, it has to be done quietly, sweetly, beautifully. But here it's a little thing like that, and to talk like that, I mean, I was really, you are saints, you are saints, you are great people, you are evolved people, you are religious leaders of tomorrow. What are you saying? What are you talking? Just think of that. What is your position in life? So saving labor, saving money, and last of all, that we try to save everything for ourselves. Selfishness. Tremendous selfishness. And we don't see it sometimes. So please try to understand that all this material selfishness must end up into spiritual selfishness. If you are really selfish, then know the self, which is the source of everything. If you are really sensibly selfish, are you? Then know that self, which gives you everything. And now you have opened the way, you have come inside, now you are there, you are sitting here. What more do you want? I don't understand. So, there are some good people. I am not saying there are not. There are many good people. But those who are not bring forth all these things and they generate a situation. In such a thing, supposing in a discussion, somebody starts, you should just say, shut up. We are saints. We are not to talk these things. Say, if you meet some saints together, they are sitting down, will they discuss these things? Will they discuss these things? Will they talk about these things? Think of it. You are saints. First of all, know that you are saints. Now you are all saints. Now, what should you discuss? How we'll spread Sahaja Yoga? How to talk about God? How to work it out? How to release our energies for God's work? This should be our main concern, isn't it? Went to see Gagangad Maharaj. First of all, so you said, I want to talk to you only. I said, he doesn't want to talk to Sahaja Yogi. So he asked me, so you came on the earth. All right. But do you find us all right? Are we capable enough to receive you? I mean, see the questions he asked me. And then he says that, what should we do on this earth to make you comfortable? What is needed to be done? Because all the way you have taken your incarnation. He talked to me like this. I was amazed. Then he told his disciples, now this is the goddess sitting before you. What are you doing? Do her puja. You do my puja. What's the use of doing my puja? Do her puja. Every bit of it. I was amazed at his reaction. That's what we have to understand. That we are today. What's it? Huh?
No, I didn't want the lamp to start smoking if the oil burns
Oil?
out. I mean, it's more-
They're all burning all right.
Can someone breathe for a while?
No, it's burning all right. It will go on burning.
It's probably running out.
Huh?
It's running out. Run out soon.
Run out. But still they are burning. Do you know how long it has been burning without oil? I've seen it long time back. So, now we come to a point where we understand ourselves from the ridiculous to the sublime point. That we should not oscillate anymore. Let us fix our sublime thoughts one after another. How we climb a mountain, fix one, then another sublime thought. Let some sublime thought come into your mind. Oh, that's such a beautiful thought. All right, fix that. Like that. Then another sublime thought. You are the source of that. Now another sublime thought. Ah, that's great. Hold on to that. Like that you climb. Through sublimity, sublime. Not degrading thoughts, but immediately if there is some degrading argument or suggestion or some sort of a big argument will start. Everybody sitting there. It's even worse than what I find about these BBC people now discussing on the table. Sometimes can be very bad. So one has to understand that our priorities are going to be very different from all others. For them, ridiculous is important. For us, sublime is important. If anybody suggests anything like that, we should say, no, that's not sublime. No, we can't have it. We can't talk on it. Just stop it. Let us see ourselves fully competing in achieving sublime within us. You have assets, as I told you, that you are born in this country of Sadashiva. You are the heart of the universe, that you are special people to be born here. You had people like William Blake before you. See the vibrations. Did he care for anything? Did he talk of anything ridiculous? Did he talk of anything nonsensical? Did he grudge about money? Did he say anything about it? How he stood up and how he said and what he propounded. He wants to create Jerusalem. Do we think like that? We have to create Jerusalem. Then how do we think all these ridiculous things, talking, gossiping and saying things and not working out through meditation our ascent? I do not know how many more Sahaja Yogis we are going to get. Because maybe that after this might get only donkeys. Maybe, I can't say. Let us hope we get better people. Let us hope. Whatever you are going to determine the image of the people who are going to come. That's why I wanted to talk today, especially for this purpose, that we have to learn that so much is still to be done. The mother is going away. If I go now, I'll come back, of course, for a short time. But at the most 2 years more. And then what? We have to work hard to come up. These 2 years we have to all work very hard, especially in the ashrams. I've told you about chastity, that's the first part of it. And there should be absolutely brothers and sisters relationship among yourselves. Like a brother and sister never go and try to please each other, do they? I mean, this thing called flirt, what you call flirting, that do they do? And that should go on in the ashram and it's very wrong. I think it's very, very wrong to do that way. This is an ashram of sages. Sages who have taken their birth after ages. So sages must be worshipped like sages. You cannot dress up like a punk and become a sage. You cannot be like other people. A sage has a face, has an expression, has eyes. His whole gait is different from others. He has confidence as well as compassion. We have to see those images in him. Now so far it's all right that we came to Sahaja Yoga for our gain. We are here now for the gain of others. We have gained whatever is possible. We don't want to gain anymore. Now let us give this to others. For that we have to have an image. We have to dress up in that way. For example, I was the other day telling I don't think it may be too much for you people to believe that, but it's a fact that it's the brain that is upset here. Heart is, of course, is frozen, but brain is responsible. And I told them that every Saturday you must rub your head with so much of oil. Nicely. Every Saturday. Sunday wash it off. But on the whole, the system that existed before this, about 20 years back, all the Englishmen used to have very nice combed hair. I mean, they never had fluffy hair or anything. But I think since this hairdressing started, people took to this kind of a thing. And it's very disheveled and funny. For a saint, he should be properly dressed. There should be neatness about it. Untidiness is not a sign of a saint. You come and see my house, it's very big. I cannot live with untidiness. If it's temporarily or somewhere, it's all right. But if you have to live somewhere, you should be neat and tidy. But it's not so. I have seen people grudging, supposing you go to Brighton. Brighton people say they came here and went away without even putting the beds right. When they come, the same Brighton people, when they come here to London, the London people tell me that they came here, spoilt everything, did not put anything right and went home. So the attitude of spoiling others' things and not your own is wrong. You have to change that. On the whole, one has to understand the appearance, the living system is to be systematized. Is to be systematized. So that you do not waste your energy in establishing that system which is not so important. And the unsystematic, which is the energy, then works out better if you are systematized. So a kind of a neatness, a kind of a system in your life should be there. I mean, I know of Gandhiji, he used to go out for a walk. And people could put their watches right by the time he used to walk, the way he used to come and go around. Of course, you need not be slave of the watches, of course. That's not the point I'm saying. Again, I have to say the other thing because you can go to another. Is that, as in the whole, the Western mind is very self-opinionated. It's very self-opinionated. They don't want to learn anything from anyone. They think they are the best. Like, they will go to somebody's house, oh, I don't like it. This is not good. Or even an artist, say, and person who is well educated in art, and they have not seen the other world. So them, anything is a big sort of a funny thing. As I told you the other day, when I went to Brighton, these people I talked to Brighton, that in Brighton you have got such a beautiful piece of art where Rajput art and Mughal art is combined together in that royal pavilion outside. Inside they say, I have not seen inside. But the description of that when I saw in the tourist book was that it is bizarre, it's absurd. Any one of them can make even one arch like that, then I can understand. But if you criticize, why? Because you can't do it yourself. Because you can't do it, then it is bizarre. Then it is bad. And this is much more in an English character than anywhere else. They make everybody look very low compared to them. Always. Like some Sahajoginis from abroad. I wanted them to come to England to be married. They said, not in England. We can't live there. Because they all look down upon us. Italians are frightened of you. If you are Argentinians, they are frightened of you. Spanish are frightened of you. French, they say, we are just the same as they are, you see. We can't go. Austrians don't want to come. Because though you may not have vibrations, though you may not be very good at realization, you may not be anything, but you just put on a hat and you become, I say, bit pot. You look down upon everyone, showing them down. The best way to exist in this world. Have nothing, just try to show down a person, you are no good. It's very surprising in Sahaja Yoga people say that about English people, that they don't want to come to England because everyone looks down upon you. You have developed a method of looking down upon. But what do you do? What do you have? Let's see. Come to the brass tacks, as they say in America. Let's see. Can you sing as good as that? As that fellow who played the other day? Can you do it? Any one of you in your generations. Can you build Taj Mahal? Leave alone Ajanta. Can you make these rugs? Which Persians can make? What have you shown of your merit that you are boasting of? You cannot make the embroidery, the women here cannot. You cannot cook like us, can you? You cannot even make embroidery like the Spanish. You cannot make furniture like the Italians, can you? What can you do? What is the art you have produced? Constable? Turner? Alright, I respect them as artists. Are they the topmost? Are they? Derek, you tell me. You don't think so? Alright. Nice you have given me that. So now what have we achieved so much that we think no end of ourselves? put a question to yourself first of all. That we look down upon everyone like that and think everybody is a stupid fool and you are the only cleverest person. And even in Sahaja Yoga you do the same thing sometimes. It's not only ego, it's the stupidity which tries to show off. So this is the worst thing that has happened to us, to our character, I tell you. We have no humility of any kind. Anybody who does not know the job will always behave like that. We don't know Sahaja Yoga, we don't know how to give realization, we cannot understand anything what's happening to another person, but we are great Sahaja Yogis going around. I say bit bought again. That's the way. It's a serious matter. We have no business to look down upon anybody else but ourselves. What have we achieved? In Sahaja Yoga, I must admit, with all due respect to all of you, all the people, of all the people, Australians are the best. I must say, I'm sorry to say that it is so. Practically every Australian is much more sensitive, you can say. They were the criminals, sent as criminals, they are the children of the criminals, or whatever you may call them. Then the second are Austrians. French are the last. Agreed? But there's a competition between English and French. Who is the last? They also look down upon everyone, the French. So, now for you, I know you are very fond of horse racing, so I am putting you onto a race. You have to come up, all of you can, because you have the greatest asset which no one has, that you are born in England, where people like William Blake was born. It was Bhairava himself who took birth. He could not take birth anywhere else, but here he took birth. Who described this house, who described my house, who has said everything about Sahaja Yoga. And he said that men of God will become prophets and they will have powers to make other prophets. Have we become prophets now? The powers are not there. You can prophesy. Powers are not there because you are lost in all these frivolous, stupid, nonsensical things. Mantras are not working. Your prophetic powers are not there. Your Kundalini powers are not there. Powers are not working. Weak instrument. Make it all right. Systematize. You have the greatest advantage. I tell you, you have the greatest advantage. And that's why I called this meeting now. I've been to this ashram so many times. I have never been to any such ashram. I've lived here the most of my time. Nowhere in the world I've lived like this. Australia, I've been there only thrice, I think. And now things should not be taken for granted. Of course, spreading of Sahaja Yoga is important, but ascent is also very important. Let us now take a tapasya, a vow of tapasya. Let us do it as a tapasya, as a penance. All of you, whether you are in the ashram or in the house. Those who are in the house are also lost. They don't drink, but they sleep. What's the use? So now let us all take it up as a tapasya. And don't indulge into internal nonsensical politics. There are others who are doing it for you. Don't you worry. You just develop yourself well. And when I am out of India, dedicate yourself. When I am away from you, so-called away, dedicate yourself to spread Sahaja Yoga and to ascend. Ascend in a way that constructs the whole universe. Construction. Construction power has to start from. It's a chakra of construction which has to work out through you. Anything that I have said should be taken just as an advice to you for your betterment. Work it out. Just listen to it and forget it. It's a medicine. So please listen to it again and again. Try to follow it in your own life, not in others. Mostly others think, oh, she's talking about somebody else. There's a little hint which Govind wanted me to tell, that you should not play about. So they don't do normally, but still he wanted me to tell you that the money part of it, you shouldn't try to cheat me in any way, because we have seen some bad results very recently. So you be careful on that. He wanted me to tell you that one has to be careful not to cheat me. So may God bless you all.
आइए अब हम सब श्री माँ की मंगल आरती के लिए खड़े होंगे. लेट अस राइज फॉर द आरती.
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट काल कितने ले अवतार माँ, कितने ले अवतार। विश्व में तेरे महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, होगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के न जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ, कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया, कलयुग में माया, फिर भी पहचाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ को दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। ओ ये सखी जो सेवा, ओ ये सखी जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री स्वामिने मोक्ष प्रदायने माता जी, श्री निर्मला बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
आइए हम सब श्री माँ का हृदय से धन्यवाद करते हैं आज के सुंदर ध्यान के लिए. Let us thank Shri Mataji from the bottom of our heart for today's blissful meditation. Thank you and Jai Shri Mataji.